With the January 31st self-assessment deadline looming, here's the big question. Is your tax return ready? The experts at My Tax Accountant have put together this game plan to help you navigate what's become one of the most sophisticated financial surveillance systems in the world. We're going to pull back the curtain on how HMRC decides who to investigate, and more importantly, show you how to file with total confidence.
Let's kick things off with a pretty massive number, £48 billion. That's how much tax revenue HMRC expects to protect in the 2025 to 2026 tax year just by tackling tax avoidance, evasion, and even simple honest mistakes. And look, this isn't about them just chasing huge corporations. A massive and growing part of this comes from individuals, freelancers, and small businesses. It's a huge signal of just how seriously they take this stuff and how good their tools have got.
So that leads to the obvious question, right? With millions and millions of us filing returns every year, how on earth do they pinpoint the few that need a closer look? Well, it's definitely not about random spot checks anymore. They have a powerful, data-driven secret weapon working 24/7 in the background, an algorithm that's built to spot discrepancies a human would almost certainly miss.
Okay, so let's properly pull back the curtain on this digital detective. We're about to get to know the system that's quietly analyzing your financial life, constantly piecing together information to build a complete picture of, well, you.
That system is called HMRC Connect. The name might sound pretty straightforward, but what it does is incredibly complex. This is no off-the-shelf software. We're talking about a custom-built, multi-billion-pound data mining tool, and it has one job: find undeclared income and underpaid tax by connecting billions of data points that, on the surface, might seem totally unrelated.
HMRC themselves call it a powerful data networking, analytical, and risking tool. And honestly, they're not exaggerating. The key word you really need to focus on there is networking. See, Connect doesn't just look at one bit of data on its own. Its real power is its ability to link every part of your financial life together to see if the story you're telling on your tax return actually matches up with reality.
So how does it build this incredibly detailed picture of you? We're about to dive into the huge web of data sources that are feeding this system, and I promise you, some of them are going to be a real surprise. This is exactly what your tax return is being measured against. Let's make this real. Let's imagine a guy called Ben. He's a freelance web developer based in London. He's a good guy. He sends invoices to his clients, and he declares that income on his self-assessment. But HMRC's view of Ben's finances goes so much deeper than that. Connect isn't just looking at the income he tells them about. It's building a complete 360-degree view of his entire financial world. And this is where you see the true scale of it. As of this year, some of the biggest data feeds come from places people often forget about. Digital platforms like Airbnb, Vinted, eBay, and Etsy are now legally reporting seller income directly to HMRC. So that little bit of money Ben makes from renting out a spare room, HMRC knows. The old camera he sold on eBay? Yep, they know about that too. Now stay with me because this next one catches a lot of people out. They also get data from crypto exchanges, and if you've got money held overseas, there's something called the Common Reporting Standard, basically an agreement between over 100 countries to automatically share bank data, so they know about that too. You add in data from UK banks, the Land Registry, even the DVLA, and you've got a seriously detailed financial profile.
So, what's the crucial point here? What actually sets off the alarm bells and triggers an investigation? You know, it's not really about how much you earn. It's all about mismatches. The system is programmed to find any conflict, any little detail that doesn't line up between the data it's getting from all those sources and the numbers you've put on your return.
And this right here is the classic red flag. Let's go back to Ben. On his tax return, he declares, say, £2,500 in extra income from his side hustles. But the Connect system has just received an automated data feed from Airbnb and Vinted. And that data shows his earnings from those platforms actually came to £7,500. Now, for the algorithm, that's not a suspicion, it's a cold, hard fact. An alert is instantly generated, and an inquiry letter from HMRC is almost certainly on its way. And that can lead to a really stressful, time-consuming investigation and probably some pretty hefty penalties.
And here's a pro tip where so many people are getting caught out right now: crypto. Because HMRC gets data directly from the big crypto exchanges, any profit you make is right there under the microscope. And it's not just about selling your Bitcoin for pounds. Disposing of an asset in any way is a taxable event. That means swapping one crypto for another or even using crypto to buy something. Each of those transactions can create a capital gain that you have to calculate and declare. Forgetting about it is one of the easiest red flags for the Connect system to spot.
That's where most people go wrong, creating those mismatches. But the good news is you can absolutely stay ahead of the algorithm.
It's not about trying to be clever or trick the system. It's actually about giving it exactly what it wants: clean, accurate, and totally complete data. So, let's look at the next step, your game plan to get this done before January 31st.
This simple four-step approach is honestly your best defense. Step 1 is the foundation. You have to gather every single record. Step 2 is about being totally upfront. Declare all your income, not just the easy bits. Step 3 is all about diligence, a proper, meticulous check before you even think about hitting submit. And Step 4 is just smart strategy. File early and avoid those last-minute panicked mistakes. Let's break them down.
So what does gathering every record actually mean in practice? It means being incredibly meticulous. Take your business expense receipts. Look, it's not enough to just have a line on your credit card statement. You need the actual receipt to prove that expense was wholly and exclusively for your business. For mileage, you can't just guess. You need a detailed log of each journey's date, destination, purpose, and mileage. And most importantly, you have to get the records for all your income streams. That means going on to Vinted, Airbnb, and your crypto exchange and downloading those annual statements.
And here's a really crucial detail. Your job isn't over once you've filed. You are legally required to keep all of your supporting records for at least 5 years after the submission deadline. Now, why so long? Because HMRC can open a compliance check at any point inside that window. For simple errors, they've got 4 years to investigate. If they think it was carelessness, that goes up to 6 years. And if they suspect deliberate evasion, it can be up to 20 years. So yeah, having organized, easy-to-find records is completely non-negotiable.
Following these steps is the absolute best way to make sure you're accurate. And accuracy is your ultimate defense against an investigation. But let's be honest, navigating all of this, especially with HMRC's tech getting smarter every single year, can feel pretty overwhelming. The good news is you really don't have to figure it all out on your own.
Now, of course, it's really important to remember that everything we've talked about today is for general guidance. Everybody's tax situation is unique, so before you take any action, it's vital that you get professional advice that's tailored specifically to you and your business circumstances.
And for that kind of tailored expert help, the team here at My Tax Accountant can manage your entire self-assessment process for you. They'll make sure your return is accurate, fully compliant with all the latest rules, and submitted correctly and on time, which gives you complete peace of mind. You can reach them on 0208-570-8531, or you can email them at info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. So the final question to ask yourself is this: is your tax return ready to face the digital detective? For more essential tax tips and guidance just like this, make sure to subscribe to the My Tax Accountant YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.